Hey guys, this is John Anthony, and I'm here with Cy Alford. And today we're going to talk about technology in nonprofits. This is a growing area of concern. People are concerned about AI, they're concerned about social media, they're concerned about their hardware. All of those things we're going to be talking about today. And so, Cy, tell us a little bit about artificial intelligence, what it can do for us, and what nonprofits need to think about before they start using it.
Yeah, so AI is advancing rapidly every single day. It's outpacing a lot of the rules and regulations and restrictions that are struggling to keep up, especially in the legal world. Right now, there are huge intellectual property fights going on in courts across the U.S., most notably in determining whether or not AI is copyrightable and therefore protected under copyright law. Where many of the courts have landed as of right now is that a work that uses AI or has AI in any part of its inception is not protected under any of the copyright law. So if your organization is creating copyrightable materials, it's putting out books or music or anything that could potentially be copyrighted. If you use AI in the creation of that work, it's likely not going to qualify and receive copyright status. So you need to be aware of that. You need to understand how to use AI. It doesn't mean you can never use AI. It just means you need to understand there's a substantial risk when using AI to create copyrightable works. Another big thing with AI that we see constantly is you need to make sure you read what AI is pumping out. In our world, in the legal world, we've seen lawyers be disbarred for things that AI spit out in briefs and things that went before judges and juries. And so you really need to double, triple check what you're creating, even if it's a simple pamphlet, a letter, just reread everything that it turns out. You don't want it to say something that you didn't intend, or maybe it uses a tone that you don't necessarily like. You need to just check for those nuances. AI is an incredible tool. Even if you're not copywriting something, maybe you're using it in your organization, just double check. Make sure you get some human eyes on it to ensure it's not saying something that you didn't intend it to say.
And we've written AI policies for our clients, right, Cy? And so this is something that we encourage nonprofits to use, just have some guidelines for their employees on how to use them.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the other things that's come up, obviously, with technology with our clients, and this is not new, right? This has been around for about 20 plus years now, but social media. Social media continues to give nonprofits headaches, particularly around the use of social media by its employees. And, you know, social media platforms are generally private. They're usually privately held by an employee. That's kind of their home life, so to speak. But then what happens when they start using their social media to build up what they're doing at work, maybe post what's going on with the nonprofit, and then they post opinions or content that is contrary to the values of the nonprofit. What do you do about that? And so we really encourage, like with the AI, that you have a social media policy that governs how your employees are able to use social media. Even if that's, hey, you can do whatever you want with your own private social media, but you can't follow the nonprofit or repost things from the nonprofit unless you're going to follow the nonprofit's policy and content requirements. The last thing, this is going to be a short one today, but the last thing we want to talk about is computers and cell phones, any type of hardware the nonprofit may own, but it is now allowing the employee to use. The nonprofit needs to have access to that hardware. They need to be able to search that hardware. They need to make sure that that hardware is being used for nonprofit purposes. We've had situations where employees have been accused of sexual harassment of some sort, or maybe even criminal activity, and the nonprofit has had trouble getting their own phone back from the employee to be able to do an investigation. If you find yourself in a situation where you're trying to get nonprofit owned hardware back from an employee, you need to contact legal counsel and get some help with that. And because we could be looking at theft, we could be looking at embezzlement of some sort. There could be a lot of reasons that we need to jump on the ball on that. So definitely AI, social media, computer and cell phones. We want to encourage you to have policies for those sorts of things. and have strict controls. Remember, we're lawyers, but we're not necessarily your lawyers. So what we've shared with you today is not legal advice. It's general information from our experience. And so if you do have specific questions, you may reach out to us or any other nonprofit attorney, but our website is thenonprofitteam.com, and you can send us questions or set up a phone call through the website there. Thanks and have a great day.